It was indeed Jake, who unleashed another flurry of insults at me, loud enough for Alex to hear, and take the phone from my hand. He told Jake to shut the fuck up, and that I'm safe, then hung up. Afterwards, he just told me that it was going to be okay, and not to worry about it. He ended up driving me all the way to the ranch, and told his parents about what happened, and my current situation. I'm really grateful that they decided to take me in, and let me stay in one of their extra rooms for a little more work around the farm. After that, I just kind of cuddled with Alex, and tried my best to fall asleep. I ended up not going to school today, because I'm just trying to take a breather. However, after Jake's reaction, and the comments getting to my head, I seriously began to worry for my sister, who I ended up calling. Gladly, she was the one who picked up, and it was obvious that she had been crying. She asked me if I was safe, and if I was okay. Jess told me that the night before, she had woken up to Jake's yelling, and it really startled her, so she pretended to still be asleep. She ended up hearing him come back into their room, and take her phone off of her charger. Afterwards, she heard the yelling again, and then the front door slamming. Apparently, Jake had gone to look for me, and had kept my sister's phone with him. She told me she had no idea what to do, but she was just scared that he was going to genuinely hurt me. After an hour or so, Jake had come back home, but he was clearly still in a bad mood, because when she asked where he was and what happened, he ended up blowing up on her too for questioning him. She said she'd never seen him this angry before, and he was literally wrecking furniture. After a few minutes of this, he had gotten back into the car and left, but thankfully left her phone on the counter. She looked at the call logs, and saw all the calls to me. While Jake was gone, she ended up calling a friend to pick her up, and then tried reaching out to me, which at that point I was sleeping, but she told me she was scared that he had found me. She told me she was really sorry for not being able to protect me herself, and failing to see that this was happening. Jess asked me why I didn't tell her about any of his behavior, but I told her that I didn't want to stress her out with the pregnancy, and then we both had a long cry. Apparently, my parents are allowing her to move back in rent-free, because they want to help raise their grandbaby. If this had been an option in the first place, none of this would have happened, but I digress. My sister and I ended up going out for dinner, where I showed her my post. We cried again. She told me that she'd never been scared of him before, but after seeing his anger the night before, she was shaken. Both of us still need to get our stuff, but we're going to reach out eventually, and set a date that we can move all our shit out. My dad and Alex will both be there, just in case he tries to pull anything. According to my sister, he has tried to reach out and apologize so many times, but he just claims that he was worried for my safety, and that I shouldn't be out at night. He had no idea that she could hear exactly what he was yelling at me, so she knew for a fact he was lying. Jess let him know that she'd be filing for divorce, and then hung up. I love my sister, and I wish her nothing but the best in life. I know she will recover from this, and find an amazing man that loves her and only her. In other news, Alex and I are going on a date next week, so I'm pretty happy about that. But genuinely, thank you to the Reddit commenters, for stressing me out so badly that I just needed to go on a smoke break.